goodbye F1 2019, and thank you as well for the Nossa game, but yeah, it's time to say goodbye. We had some good moments, some bad moments, but it's time to move on to F1 2020, and I decided to do a bit different to say goodbye to the game. I decided to organize a 100% online race around Silverstone. I just invited some guys. I invited 14 guys, and that accepted my invite. And first of all, I want to thank you to everyone that accepted the invite. I want to say some names like TM Gaming, that is a rally YouTuber, and I met him on YouTube basically, and yeah, we are very good friends. To Peter as well, which is an absolutely master of modder in the F1 games, and he's a very good musician as well. And Chris Discs as well, is the author, I can say, from the season mods that we have in the F1 games. And I was forgetting one, that was Foxy, that he doesn't do much F1 gaming. He's more into Fortnite and Rocket League, but I just want to give a special thanks to those guys, and to some that brought some friends to join this race. Really appreciate that. I had this event like 2 months in my mind, and I was really happy to make this happen. So I'm going to leave the channels of these guys that I mentioned in the description, so make sure to go check it out. And it would just to give him a little help, because they were really nice to me for accepting this invite. And once again, I want to say thank you. But welcome to another video, guys. Yes, this is the last video on F1 2019, I should say, on my channel. Maybe I'm going to come back to this game a few years later, or maybe a few months later, to see how things are online. That would be a great idea for a video, but now it's time to move on to F1 2020, and this is going to be my last video on the channel for quite a while. When I say quite a while, I say for a heap amount of time, obviously. But it's a 100% around Silverstone. We are on qualifying. It's rain conditions, and we're going to start in the dry condition, but then it's going to be heavy rain in the closing stage, in the middle stages of the race. So it promised to be a challenge, quite a good challenge for this race. And this is my first 100% race in 2 years. The last one that I did was on F1 2017, so I was quite nervous. I didn't put much practice because I had an exam a few hours ago, so I didn't have much time to practice this track. So my pace is going to be, especially on qualifying, is going to be atrocious, and in the early stages of the race as well. But here we are, struggling a little bit. We already set a bunker, but we are already improving in the second lap, 1.3 seconds. I was really struggling, and at the moment we are in P5. Just to mention that there was just 9 guys. It was just to be 14, but unfortunately 5 people couldn't make it to this race, so unfortunately going to be 9. Hopefully next year I'm planning to do once again this, and more 100%, organizing more 100% races. I'm planning to do this, but it was starting to get drier and drier. I thought to go to the slicks, but I decided to stick with intermediates, but there was some brave people in the slicks.
Sanding it. Mate, these tyres are not ready. Ollie, you're making me start P9, mate.
Are you sure they're not ready?
I'm very, very sure they're not ready.
I'm gonna analyze your turn.
Mate, they're not ready at all.
Oh, they're fine, mate. They're more than ready.
Yeah. What do you mean you said to wait, Ollie? What do you want me to wait for quali to be over?
First of all, thanks to Chris and Foxy. I believe his name is Matt. I'm not entirely sure, but to let me use their footage, really appreciate that. And it's going not just be a video just about me. It's going to be about the race of some guys of these two especially. And yeah, we improved our time. At the moment we are in P6, but Foxy tried to qualify on the drives, but it wasn't a very good idea. He's going to start in last place, 13 seconds off pole of Peter, which Peter is an absolute machine in this game. He's really good, and sometimes I watch his streams, and he's really fast in this game, way faster than me. So, and he's not very hard to be faster than me, but. Strategy wise won't stop, but we're going to fit in the inters and the mediums during this race. But there he is, 5 red lights for the last start on F1 2019, and it slides out, and away we go. And it was a good start against Marcus as well, and we're going to shoot on the inside through the first corner. Peter as the lead at the moment, Chris in P3, and that's really good because he plays on the pad, so really impressing to see, really impressed to see. But we have a huge tank slap as locked up a little bit the rears because I was a little bit nervous as TM Gaming, as known known as Thanos. He's trying to go run inside. Now he has the inside line, but who's on my inside now is actually Foxy, and that has a good start. He's already up into P5, so a very good start, considering to someone that is more experienced with Rocket League. We try to go on inside, but Mitch does the breaking zone, and Foxy is round, and that was 100% my fault. We received the warning, and Foxy is last place. We have front wing damage, and oh man. Why am I behaving like it is a 5-lap race? That was 100% my fault. Oh man, are you kidding me? That was so stupid.
Okay, well, somebody's gone really wide there. No heroics. Let these guys outbreak themselves. Oh, what a move. Can we just talk about how good that move was right there? Double switchback. Oh, okay. What are you doing? What, like... Come on. I've literally not been dirty this whole race so far. And then that guy just doesn't break.
Oh, there goes another one. That's 2 gone.
I'm glad he spun. Jesus, Marquez.
So Foxy definitely not happy, and yeah, I pitted for the hard tires, and I'm going to try to get these hard tires till the intermediate point, because the rain is going to appear about lap 15, and I fitted the hards because it was saying the weather map in the strategy tab. That was going in appear in the last quarter of the race, so I decided to fit the hards, but the rain is going to appear much earlier, so I don't know if that's a glitch or not, but it's pretty realistic, because the meteorology is not the most accurate science. The weather can change very quickly from a moment to other, but we're trying to get our pace in. We are in last place, but it is a long race, and someone is out. It was Marquez, so his race comes to an early end. Unfortunately, I couldn't get his footage. I forgot to ask, actually, so apologies for that. I don't know if he didn't record or not, but we're watching Foxy's POV, and he lost the back end first, so he's going to hit the wall. Is he out of the race? No, because this is not simulation damage. I'm not crazy. I decided to put on full, but I believe we're going to get very close to Foxy, because he's going to rejoin on the track very dangerously, but we are already very close to his gearbox. He has some damage. I did know that when I was going side by side, so things are going to be easy. His soft tires should be going away at this point, because the tire wear is pretty high on the soft, especially in a track where it has a lot of fast corners, and we're going to shoot on the inside, and that's us into the penultimate place, fighting with a wooden spoon with Foxy, so that's not the best thing the best position to be after that incident. I'm really sorry. That was a misjudgment. I was behaving like it was a 5-lap race. I shouldn't do that. I should have backed off. But we missed the apex, and Foxy gets back into P7, and we have to do all over again as we're getting some supreme. He has the RS, so he has the advantage, and we're going on the inside. No, I'm not going to do that, because I would be silly. I don't want to do the same mistake as he's going wide a little bit. So he's definitely struggling for downforce at this point as we try to get the good traction, but he has still the best traction with the soft tire. So just see how immense is the pace difference between the hards and the soft. So maybe the hards wasn't a best option, but I think if I carry the mediums, if it was the circumstances of the rain appearing in the last quarter of the race, that wouldn't be a great idea. Try to go on the inside of Foxy, but I think better of that. It's a long race, so I have to have a different mentality when it comes to these races. I'm used to 50% races where it's just short and sweet. I can say in 25% races as well, but as you can see, we had a good run on Foxy through the complex of corners, and that's us. Definitely now it is up into P7. P7. I was going to say P17, but it is P7, and we're going to try to pull away. Arkiving, I'm sorry for the names, because I'm really bad with the player names. It was a friend of Peter that that Peter brought to this race, so thanks to that. But now we have the safety car. Safety car! I never had a safety car in my career mode. In every single episode there was no safety car, just the virtual safety car, and finally in my last race I have a safety car. My first time in quite a while. I think I had in online, but in career mode I never had a safety car, and here we are. And yeah, this is my first safety car in a while, and we're going to fit the mediums. There was I had absolutely nothing to lose. We are in P6. Someone is out. I think it is Foxy. Because Chris is ahead of him, so that was very unfortunate for Foxy. His race comes to an early end, so let's see what will happen as we already rejoined in the pack.
I'm glad that your stream went well, dude. Chris, I'm not backing out. I'm not backing out, mate. You can get in the bin. Oh, did you spin, Chris? I've also got another car right behind me. You won't leave me alone.
The Renault that must have had a moment.
Yeah. But though, because I'm getting him back. Did we hit the switch back on him? Just like that. Oh my, okay. For God's sake. Why is he, that's twice he's killed me. This race. He did it earlier where he just didn't break into me. Oh, Chris.
What the fuck?
So sorry that you're.
Wait, are you out?
So sorry that your wheel's a bit flat.
Oh my god!
You sort of hit mine off my car.
How did that happen?
Well, you sort of drove into the side of me. And sort of took my wheel with you.
I mean, I came close to you. I mean, we touched. Oh there.
Chris is an idiot, but also that TM Gaming is also an idiot.
In my defense, I want to say that yes, Thanos is my friend, but he had an excuse. He plays more rally games, and it was his first time in the game in 4 months. So give him a bit of an excuse, Foxy, if you're watching this. Giving a little bit of an excuse, but someone is pitting. I think it is. I think it is my teammate. I'm not entirely sure because he pitted for the intermediate. I think he was a little bit. I think he overreacted a little bit. But here we go. This is for the race lead. Kevin trying to go on the inside of Peter, but he can't do anything as I try to go run outside of Josh. But yeah, I lost the back end and I drop a position to Chris. Now Josh runs wide a little bit as I'm starting to struggle a little bit in this ride. It's time for the crossover point, but it's not time for the intermediate. And I think Thanos overreacts a little bit, and I think he's going to lose a lot of time. So I think he needs another safety car as we are side by side with Chris. He has damage, so that was a bit embarrassing to see him overtaking me as Josh shoots on the inside over Harvey King. Sorry for the name once again. I don't know how to read that. Of the McLaren, so it's the best option. It's the better option. And Josh, that was really aggressive of me as he tags me. Now the McLaren tags me, and at the moment who's in the lead is Kevin that overtook Peter. So we can see that he promised me to give his POV, but I think he has some issues with his file. It was too heavy and then tried to edit, but he had some issues, so that was really unfortunate. But I understand these things can happen, like in my last episode of my F1 2019 career mode where I had problems where the game sound wasn't recorded, but Chris tried to chase down Fox and Chris lost this, and I think he's out of the race. He hit the wall pretty hard, and yes, he's retired for the session. That was a very huge smash, so surely that he was out of the race. And safety car once again. And now, I think it is time for the intermediates. Yes, it's definitely time for the intermediates. So this safety car really came in handy, and yeah, I think Thanos made a good strategy call, but I think it wasn't a very good idea to pit a lap early, because you can lose so much time with intermediates when you're on a track that is not perfect. Yeah, this safety car really came in handy, and is going to help definitely Thanos to come back in the race, and maybe let's try to see him if he can get a pole. At the moment it is in P4, and one of the yeah, we'll see if he's going to maybe have a good pace. But like I said, it's his first time in this game in 4 months, so giving a little bit of excuse. He's going to bring F1 2020 probably now to his channel, so make sure to go check it out because he really deserves. But the race is starting once again. Kevin Wolsing going off Peter, and we're starting to lose time to Peter because I'm really struggling. And like I said, Peter and Kevin are really fast drivers, and I can't match them. And unfortunately I'm going to start to lose ground, and I'm going to say that I don't know if you can see, but the frame rate in this gameplay is not perfect, and for the entirety of the race I wasn't seeing 60 FPS, so definitely it was an absolutely downturn. I can see, I should say, for my performance, because it was getting me a little bit distracted with the stutters of this game. So and this was a long video file. It was like 2.5 hours of video file. It was 50 gigabytes, even more than the game itself. So maybe I should separate some parts, but we lost the back end through the first corner, and the McLaren, Peter's teammate, is going to get through and he's up into the podium. So we have to stick in P4, unfortunately, and he's going now to start to chase down this pack, because Peter is starting to get closer to Kevin, and these guys are going to start to battling. So like I said, it was very unfortunate to see these guys you know, battling with each other. So yeah, we're going to press on. We are more than halfway through the race. We have some yellow flags, and I can tell you that unfortunately Thanos is out of the race, because yeah, it was a bit of race quit, and he spun sometimes. He wasn't liking the conditions, and then he started to be my race engineer, started to say, okay, keep your head down, and talking to me. And so yeah, he's a really nice guy, and he stick for the rest of the race in my POV, you know, not to be that lonely, because yeah, it was a long race. It was very me, this race, unfortunately, because there were so fewer guys, and that really conditioned the race. If it was 14 like it was planned, the racing would be much better, because we have 5 runners left, and I'm starting to chase down Kevin, because he has a 3-second time penalty, but oh man, yeah, yeah, that was a stupid mistake. I was pushing and I had nothing to lose. Josh tried to fit the wets, because the rain was starting to get heavier and heavier, but like I said, he overreacted a little bit, but at least he got it into the end. So, and yeah, I think he's not much into F1 gaming, but to get to the end on this tricky race was a nice achievement for him, I consider, because he's not a pro in this game. He doesn't have that many hours, so I was happy to see him at least finish the race. But we skipped forward on lap 52, I should say, and yeah, that was the race. I tried to catch P3, get a podium, because Kevin has had a 3-second time penalty for abusing track limits. I had some because of speeding in the pit lane. I was very nervous in this race, because I didn't put much that effort. The result could have been different if I put some laps in the time trial, but yeah, considering the circumstances that I had an exam a few hours ago before this race, I think I'm really happy, and I'm really happy for organizing this race. So Peter wins the race, and the GG's for him. Is an absolute weapon in this game, and Kevin he was battling, but then he started to make some mistakes and dropping to Peter. He's a 1-2 for McLaren, so GG's to those guys. They are really good in the game. Hopefully I'm good in F1 2020. Hopefully the driving style suits my style, I should say. But yeah, the handling model this game wasn't very fun, and the brakes were terrible. One of the worst brakes I have experienced in F1 games, and yeah, it was a very fun race nonetheless, with some safety cars, which I didn't see for a long time. But yeah, I'm really happy, like I said, for making this race a good way to close F1 2019. And I want just to thank to these guys once again. I wanted to say thanks to Peter, Thanos, Josh, and Chris and Foxy. These are the special thanks, and thanks to the rest of the guys that joined the race. Really appreciate that. I'm just saying these special thanks because our content creators, and they deserve to be divulgated, especially the smaller ones. But yeah, that is F1 2019 in my channel. Tomorrow is going to be out F1 2020 My Team career mode, so stay tuned for that. And if you stick till this point of the video, I really appreciate. I know that some guys already posted F1 2020 content, but I can't just play on Tuesday, so I really hope that you guys understand, because I don't have early access to the game. So yeah, that's how things go. Yeah, this is F1 2020 done and dusted. We are just uninstalling the game, and yeah, just getting some space to F1 2020, because I just want to get rid of this game. Especially I don't want to remember the handling model, and yeah, this is going to be much better on F1 2019, and a lot of content is coming. It's not going to be every day because this is not my full job, but I'm going to give my very best. But there he is, guys, last video on this game, and I'll see you guys tomorrow for F1 2020. But for now, it's time to say goodbye from today, and from goodbye for quite some time to F1 2019. So yeah, goodbye.